So class, since you've all entered the 3rd grade now, I think it's time to pull out the big guns and go over Quicksilver. Well, I assume you all read it. Everyone, turn to page 25. Rollie, begin please.
His radishes are very tasty.
That's what she said.
His leeks too. And those peaches of his are delicious. Just the sight of them drives Tantalus wild. You really should try one, he added with a quick glance at her. She exhaled derisively.
If you insist on keeping me here, I'd like something to do. Something I actually enjoy, like gardening. But it's not as if I don't know how. I mean, for heaven's sake, I worked with my mother, Demeter, the goddess of cornfield, barley, mistress torch-bearing fury. All my life. Before you kidnapped me, I was nurturing the crops of entire countries. If that means anything to you.
I just want you to be happy.
If you won't let me go, then let me have the garden.
I'll speak to Ascalaphus. Best if you stay here.
On a metaphorical level, what do you think that the peaches represent?
Balls.
Joseph, out.
Yeah. Someone's pissy.
Anyone else?
Balls.
Yes, Rollie.
I think that this scene represents a typical idea of ancient Greece and the society it had back then, with women being only housewives and not being able to do what they want, for example, gardening.
Well, how do you think Ascalaphus would feel with a woman taking his job?
Alright, I've got input on this. Alright, so I think that he'd be really upset because, I mean, women were really, housewives. I mean, it was a compliment for a man to tell her to go to the kitchen. I mean, those were the good old days, right?
Joseph,
Yeah.
out. Well, on that note, does anyone know anything about the start of the Trojan War?
Well, I saw an ad for something Trojan on TV.
No, that's okay. It's enough. You can share that later. Turn to page 115.
Well, if it's impartial, we want to scratch the immortals. As for generals and warriors, scratch them too. They'd choose Athena.
You're right. She'd promised them invincibility.
No rulers or politicians either. They'd pick your wife.
Right again.
So that leaves us with the humble folk. Farmers, shepherds, poets.
Shepherds. Wait. Eureka. I got it. There's a shepherd in Troy who'd be perfect.
Really? Who?
Paris, second son of Troy's royal family, though he doesn't know it, thinks he's a mountain boy. One of those raised in obscurity for their own good mortals like Atlanta, Jason, and Perseus.
He's handsome?
As a god, even the sheep are lovesick. He is the most beautiful of mortals, so of course he would choose the most beautiful goddess. Excellent. I'm glad I thought of him.
I really like how they mention other people like Perseus and Jason in the text and tie all these other mythological stories together. I think it really shows how the author wants to use the reader's prior knowledge of Greek history and knowledge to her advantage.
Wasn't the Trojan War about fighting over some girl?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny though. Doesn't it seem that the girl always causes the problem?
Meanwhile,
I am a ninja from the land of Konohadu. Wheel of fire! Shing! Shing!
Alright,
Oh!
Alright, class, very nice job. We're going to be moving on now.
Whoa, wait, don't start. I'm coming. You miss me?
Moving on to page 154.
Hang on, before we go on, can I go to the bathroom?
Yeah, you can. Alright, so we're going to be reading a monologue of Hermes discussing how he feels after the beginning of the Trojan War.
So I drifted away, and nobody noticed. I told myself I was needed elsewhere, and that's how I ended up back in hell, working like a donkey.
So class, what do you guys think about this passage?
Well, you know, maybe going to hell is a metaphor for him being sad. Like maybe he's tired of being a messenger or something, a bridge. Maybe he wants to do something with his life.
Well, you know, like, I feel like if anyone didn't do anything with their life, they would be sad. Like, I feel like all of the gods in general are just really sad. I mean, all they do is just, you know.
I don't know. I feel like Zeus is pretty happy up there on his high horse. But I don't know.
On his high horse, on his woman, same thing.
Good job, guys. Now let's turn to page 159.
I want some of those.
Stop.
I don't want this.
Steal it.
What?
You're the Prince of Thieves. Steal Hector's body. Achilles is destroying it.
Who sent you?
Artemis and Aphrodite and I talked it over. We decided together. I know you want to keep your distance from the war, and I respect that. But won't you help just this once? It's gotten really ugly. I've missed you.
You know what you're asking is impossible, right? I'll do it.
So Joseph, what do you think?
Well, I feel like there's some homosexual subtext in the passage between Apollo and Hermes. And I think the author is trying to get at how back in ancient Greece, it was not uncommon for the gods to engage in homosexual activities.
It was also, you know, not uncommon for men, specifically in Sparta, to engage in homosexual activities. It was pretty accepted in the community.
Yeah.
So, has anyone seen Egan in a while?
I guess he decided to pull a Naomi.
Hey, Phil! Thanks, Zeus!
Filming, so whenever you guys are ready.
It's not as if I don't know how. I worked with my mother Demeter, goddess of the cornfield, partly.
After the beginning of the Trojan War.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
Someone needs potty break.
I forgot that one. I don't know if he was in the video.
Alright.
Was that the cutoff?
No, we need to do that again.
Achilles is killing it.
Who sent you?
Artemis and Aphrodite and I talked it over. We decided together. I know you want to keep your distance from the war, and I respect that. But won't you help just this once? It's gotten really ugly. I almost steal Hector's body. Achilles is destroying it.
Who sent you?
Artemis and Aphrodite and I talked it over. We decided together. I know you want to keep your distance from the war, and I respect that. But won't you help just this once? It's gotten really ugly. I've missed you.
You know what you're asking is impossible. But I'll do it.
Hell yeah, you will! Whee-shing! We have to start over anyway.
He's just being a third grader.
Class, turn to page 159 and begin reading.
No, you have to say good. Say that was a good analysis.
no, you say good.
You have to praise us.
Okay.
This is Sarah. Be deferential.
Okay, let's start again, guys. Come on.
Are we good? Ja! Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
I don't think the mill is requesting that trees be trimmed.